We have a little saying that my wife has on a coaster beside my bed, which says, "You've been blessed so you can be a blessing to others." And we have been blessed beyond our wildest imaginings. We must share what we have and do things for others. And I think RIT is a great place to be able to do that.
RIT spirit, I think, is captured when we say anything and everything is possible if you are creative, if you work hard, and if you're willing to assume leadership. And that spirit is embodied in Don Boyce.
Don was a non-traditional student. Don obtained his degree by working full-time and also raising a family.
We worked one full-time job and a couple of jobs on the side, and my wife was very helpful to me as I pursued my degree, and we finally got it in 1967. I like to kid and say that they said, if you'll take your degree and leave, we'll be glad to get rid of you after all this time.
Well, in the newspaper it said that I got a PhD, putting hubby through. They took a picture of Don with his cap and gown on, and all four of the children adjusting his cap, and the Batavia Daily News had figured out how many hours he had traveled back and forth.
Don was one of the leaders in many of the manufacturing facilities in Genesee County, and he developed the leadership skills that he did by working with ordinary people within the community, and then moving on to higher levels of leadership. I had a chance to be in Chicago and meet him where he was CEO of IDEX Corporation, and that's where we really began to connect.
Fran DeMoy, who was the chair of the hospitality school, came to see me in Chicago when they were there visiting the food show, and stopped in the office and began a conversation. Fran asked if I would join the advisory board for the hospitality school, and not knowing much about hospitality, since I'm a manufacturing kind of person, I was a little reluctant, but he convinced me to do so. And subsequently I met A.L. Simone, and as you know, A.L., like Bill Dessler, is a very persuasive guy, and he encouraged me to become more actively involved. And one day out of the blue he called and said, "Would you join the Board of Trustees?" And obviously I was thrilled to be able to do that, because I know this is a fine, prestigious organization. And a little guy from Alabama, New York, coming to the Board of Trustees at RIT would be really something.
I got to know Don and got to know the way he felt about RIT when he led the last presidential search. The effort he put into that, the effectiveness of how he informed the board about the process, how he put the process together to select what we thought was going to be an almost impossible task of replacing Dr. Simone. And we appointed Dr. Dessler.
He loves Bill Dessler. He was on the search committee, chaired the search committee for Bill, and he and Mike Morley, the first time they met, they said, "This is the guy we want." So he's very proud of RIT.
That kind of leadership, you meet people very infrequently who have those capabilities, and Don is really one of those. And we had concluded that Don should become the chair of the board.
What makes RIT so special is that it's where I got my degree and where I learned the things that helped to make me successful in business. There are probably many who could not afford to attend RIT if they didn't have some help. So,
one of the things that we wanted to do together was to set up scholarships, and we wanted to be able to give a scholarship so that the kids in our area, Genesee County area, we'd like to see the kids be able to give back, see that we gave and be willing to give back.
You can see the benefit to individuals in the community. I think small towns have an important value, and certainly in the Boyce family it has truly proven that to be the case.
Don is a perfect example of the kind of student RIT seeks to teach and later on learn from.
He is humble. He knows how to organize and align people to get work done, and he always has the facts. You can't have an argument with Don or a debate with Don about anything if you're not prepared, because he has the facts.
Individuals that have made a major difference in industry, and also those individuals that really move to help higher education beyond their corporate accomplishment. I think it emulates the real vision and mission for RIT. And I think he takes a great sense of pride in student success.
And he's always been so proud of RIT. There's no place that we go all over the world that we've traveled that he doesn't talk about RIT.
My family is of paramount importance, and they help define me. A wife that's been supportive for many, many years. 4 of the best kids in the world that have never gotten in any serious trouble, and 11 great grandchildren. I think those are things that help define who we are. And while we've been out of this area for many, many years, my wife and I are from this area, and we have a special soft spot in our heart for this area. And we think that it's a great place to be able to give back.